Hi Virgo, welcome to Wednesday. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing amazingly. Welcome to our day. Let's start with a really yummy, delicious deep breath in. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let it all go. Virgo, book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. So what you'll see in front of you are a few pieces, they're amulets, pendants that I energetically enhance and I create. And I was making these and they were really, really popular about 2018, 2019. And I sold out with every single piece that I made and I was selling them on the website. I have now, after so many years, been called to start creating these these pendants again, but I'm only going to do them by request. Okay, so I just want you to take a look at some of these pieces. Say for example, this is pink opal with rose gold copper and clear quartz and moonstone. Do you see that? This is Larimar. This was one of my favorites. And Imperial Topaz, as well as Lapis Lazuli. So if you are somebody who feels the energies of crystals and in this time, for whatever reason, you know that you're called to get a power piece made by me that are energy enhanced, for whatever reason you might need it for, email me at rubyreadstarot.com. We can choose the crystals together if you need help with that. You can let me know what you need it for and I can give you a price point based on that. So email me, rubyreadstarot.com, ruby@rubyreadstarot.com. There we go. All right, Virgo, what do you need to know? So there's been this new moon in Scorpio. Mercury has now entered Sagittarius, the Knight of Swords. Mars has entered Leo, and now as of the 11th, Venus enters Capricorn. Virgo, Knight of Swords. There is somewhere and something that you're being asked to take this intellectual initiative on, and you're being asked to move very fast paced. You're being asked to make sure you are very well informed. For the most part, the Knight of Swords is always help. It is somebody who is bringing forth some sort of help, some sort of assistance in the form of physical, mental, it's assistance, however. And it is something that could be based on the intellectual realms, Virgo. It may have been the help that you needed, where you may have had a problem and you just couldn't quite figure out the solution. I feel like somebody or some bodies step forward with all the bits of the puzzle, all of the bits of information that you may have been missing. Okay, that is the 5 of Swords. That is the 9 of Swords. That is the Judgment card. That is the Fool card. And that is the King of Swords. A lot of thoughts, Virgo, which is quite interesting because here we are in Scorpio season. The shallow waters, right? On the surface, it reflects everything that is surrounding it. But you only have to travel a little to see below the surface is a completely different world. This season, Virgo, you get to get this opportunity, and I think these cards are really saying this. You have a decision to make about a new beginning where you're being asked to be as intellectually agile, assertive, and discerning as much as possible. The help that you need will arrive, has arrived, but there's something about you needing to be very aware of how it's now time to intellectualize and close out a cycle where you've already won the battle, and it's time for you to pick your battles wisely, and it's intellectually time now for you to close out this cycle of suffering. If you're triggered, if you know that there are certain things that still need healing, this is one of those seasons that's really going to highlight to you where the discrepancies are in your intellect in regards to where it is that you know that you need to upgrade. You need to achieve absolute peace, being very assertive about the decisions that you're making, about closing out cycles where you yourself with your thoughts, your patterns of thinking may have reached the end of a certain story or a certain chapter or a certain conclusion. Virgo, this is one of those seasons where you're really going to be able to see those who claim to be evolved or, you know, spiritually savvy. You'll see that a lot of them really are nowhere near. If you choose to apply yourself this month, if you choose to apply yourself this season, not only will you find that the help that you need that helps you get to that next level intellectually comes from you accepting that the battle's already been won and it's time for you to collect your swords, i.e. the lessons that you've learned from the difficulties that you may have been put through because of other people. And how this is not something that you need to take on yourself as something that you use yourself to torture yourself with. The time now really is for you to intellectualize that the cycle is closing up and a decision is needed. And this decision has to be wholehearted, and this decision has to be you accepting the finality of it. This new beginning that you're being prompted to take could be with a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius, but it's saying you kind of need to be quite assertive. You really do need to be quite discerning and quite rational, you know, like the voice of reason moving forward. The Queen of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Sun, and the Ten of Swords. There you go. Virgo, I think sometimes when we're on the right path and people see that you're progressing or you're advancing beyond them, they don't like it, and then like they will scatter to grab onto any piece of shit just to make things make sense for them. The Hermit at the bottom of the deck. I like where this is going. I think it's needless to say that right now during this season, if you find yourself really pulling back into yourself, this is obviously your nature. This is something that you are designed to do because the bird's eye view, the perspective that you have, really does need seclusion in order to be able to map out and make sense of things. And that's not a bad thing. I think people that are out here not taking the time to actually do the spiritual work, not actually really taking the time to like intellectualize this journey that we're on right now and are just acting out on ego, I think they're going to make themselves really obvious, and you will do yourself a really good favor to steer clear away from that kind of nonsense. You've reached the end of a cycle of betrayal, and don't betray yourself now by putting yourself in a situation where you are not wholeheartedly making the decision to understand the battle's already been won. The help that you need is here. It's now up to you to take the steps towards this new cycle, this new beginning, this new journey, and you're going to have to be really rational. A King and Queen of Swords here. This is a very perfect pair for me, both that can intellectualize life and appreciate the refineries, the finer things in life, right? There is something about you having to be really dynamic, really charismatic, especially while Mercury is in Sagittarius, and you're going to have this creation energy about you. Ace of Wands. There's something very fiery in your spirit. And Mercury being in the sign of Sagittarius is saying exactly this. There is somewhere where you are being told to go on this journey. You might not even be moving. It is more so this intellectualizing of this journey that you are now on. Some of you may actually be moving overseas, overland, travel, journeys. The sun is reviving your spirit. And if you are taking the action, the initiative that you are being prompted to take, it is leading you from the 10 of Swords to a cycle of deceit and depletion to a conclusion that is very much emotionally satisfying and gratifying, and it's almost like dreams are coming so true, Virgo. If you are to expect that when you need to rely on you, you know that you've got you. Be receptive to this information that you're about to receive, this help that comes rushing in. Be really receptive to it, okay? Because it's important now, Virgo, for you to pick your battles wisely. Not everyone and not everywhere deserves your attention. If people are acting from ego, meaning if they're acting from a place of competition, or if they're acting from a place of conflict, it's showing you their level. Now, if you see a piece of shit on the floor, you don't step on it. You avoid it and you go around it, because you don't want to end up smelling like the same shit that you found on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So walk around these turds that you're finding on the floor. You have this opportunity to make a decision about a new cycle that's going to make you incredibly, incredibly, incredibly self-reliant. If you're willing to close out all of the excessive chatter, all of the excessive trauma, all of the excessive noise from the things that life had to put you through in order to get you to this, not only this perfect pair, this perfect match, but your position within that perfect pair and that perfect match. Your confidence comes back once you decide to move on. Intellectually speaking, pack your bags and move the F on. There is a revival in places, thought forms, initiative, motivation, creative energy. And it's leading you exactly where you belong. A happy family, a contented heart, cups all the way full, and those that you know that you can rely on when you need them, that are 100% present there for you. Book a reading with me, rubyreadstarot.com. All donations made to the channel are so greatly appreciated. If you would like to find out about having your own personal piece, this amulet, these pendants made for you, email me at ruby@rubyreadstarot.com. All my love, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Catch you soon.